In the electrifying world of mixed martial arts, UFC 314 has etched its name into the annals of history, delivering a spectacle that left fans buzzing with excitement. At the heart of this monumental event was a co-main event that saw Paddy Pimblett, the charismatic Scouser, seize a golden opportunity to catapult himself into the lightweight division's elite. Facing off against the battle-hardened Michael Chandler, ranked number 7, Pimblett didn't just aim to break into the top 10. He landed a decisive victory that secured him the coveted number 7 spot. This clash wasn't merely a fight. It was a statement, a stylistic masterpiece, and a pivotal moment in both fighters' careers. Let's dive into the build-up, the stakes, and the explosive showdown that unfolded in Miami's Kaseya Center. The announcement that shook the MMA world. In late February 2025, UFC President Dana White dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the MMA community. Paddy Pimblett would face Michael Chandler in the co-main event of UFC 314. The announcement caught fans and analysts off guard. Chandler, known as Iron Mike, had been itching to reclaim his path to the lightweight title after a grueling 5-round loss to Charles Oliveira in November 2024. Fresh off a recovery period, Chandler was hungry for redemption, his sights set on reasserting his dominance in a division teeming with talent. For Pimblett, the timing couldn't have been more perfect. His last appearance at UFC 304 in July 2024 saw him deliver a devastating performance, submitting King Green and leaving the octagon with a broken arm as a badge of honor. His return in April 2025 felt like destiny, a chance to prove he belonged among the division's elite. Chandler, reflecting on the matchup, shared his mindset when Hunter Campbell called about April, "I was ready. My last fight left a bitter taste, and I'm determined to make a statement in Miami. This is about staying relevant and proving I'm still a force in this division." The stakes, a career-defining moment. The lightweight division, often hailed as the UFC's most thrilling, was a battleground of ambition and legacy. For Pimblett, undefeated in the UFC and riding a wave of fan adoration, this fight was a litmus test. His cult-like following, bolstered by a string of high-profile victories, had propelled him to stardom. A win over Chandler would open the floodgates to title contention, cementing his status as a legitimate contender. But the challenge was daunting. Chandler's resume boasted wars against the likes of Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, and Dan Hooker. Compared to those brutal encounters, facing Pimblett might have seemed like a lighter task, but underestimating the Scouser would prove costly. Chandler, on the other hand, stood at a crossroads. Despite his undeniable talent and heart, his UFC journey had been a roller coaster. Losses to top-tier fighters like Oliveira, Poirier, and Gaethje had cast doubts on his ability to conquer the elite. His only UFC wins, a debut knockout against Dan Hooker in 2020 and a viral front kick KO against Tony Ferguson in 2022, were overshadowed by his struggles against the division's best. The Ferguson fight, in particular, highlighted his resilience, but also his vulnerabilities, as he was out-grappled before landing the decisive blow. A loss to Pimblett could derail his top 5 aspirations permanently, while a victory would reaffirm his place among the division's upper echelon. Chandler acknowledged the stakes. "I've faced the best, Gaethje, Poirier, Oliveira, and I've had my shot at the title. This fight is about proving I still belong. Paddy's got the hype, the brand, and the momentum, but I'm here to finish him and show the world I'm not done." The build-up, from cordial to combustible. In the early stages, the interactions between Pimblett and Chandler were surprisingly amicable. Both fighters, known for their charisma and respectfulness outside the cage, exchanged pleasantries, with Chandler even noting, "Paddy's a good guy. I've met him, and he's decent. But this is the fight business, and I'm coming to separate him from consciousness." Pimblett, ever the showman, reciprocated the respect, but didn't shy away from bold predictions. "Chandler's a big name, a former champion in other organizations. But I'm better in every area: striking, wrestling, grappling. I'll finish him in 2 rounds." As fight week approached, the atmosphere shifted. The grueling weight cuts and the looming pressure of the octagon turned their cordial exchanges into fiery verbal sparring. Pimblett, brimming with confidence, doubled down on his claims. Scousers don't get knocked out. I'll outstrike him, out-wrestle him, and if he takes me down, I'll submit him. This is my moment. Chandler, unfazed, leaned into his experience. Paddy's never faced someone like me. When he feels my pressure, his heart rate will spike, and he'll crumble. I'll knock him out or take him down and finish him. The stylistic matchup fueled the anticipation. Chandler's aggressive, chaos-driven approach, marked by explosive power and relentless wrestling, clashed with Pimblett's versatile skill set, blending slick grappling, precise striking, and unshakable confidence. Fans debated whether Pimblett's relative lack of experience against elite competition would be his undoing or if his physical prime and momentum would overwhelm Chandler's battle-worn grit. The fight, a clash of wills. On April 12, 2025, the Kaseya Center in Miami buzzed with anticipation as the co-main event kicked off. The 5-round war promised fireworks, and both fighters delivered. From the opening bell, Chandler charged forward, looking to impose his signature pressure. Pimblett, however, showcased his evolution as a fighter, keeping Chandler at bay with crisp jabs and punishing leg kicks. The Scouser's strategy was clear: frustrate Chandler, disrupt his rhythm, and capitalize on openings. In the first round, Chandler's power was evident, landing a heavy overhand right that wobbled Pimblett momentarily. But the younger fighter's resilience shone through as he countered with a slick takedown, briefly threatening a submission. The crowd roared as the round ended with both men exchanging blows in a frenetic flurry. The second round saw Pimblett take control. His striking found its mark with a vicious combination, a left hook followed by a knee, staggering Chandler. Sensing his moment, Pimblett poured on the pressure, landing a barrage of strikes that forced Chandler to cover up. As Chandler lunged for a desperate takedown, Pimblett sprawled beautifully, transitioning to a guillotine choke. The Kaseya Center erupted as Chandler tapped out at 3:47 of round 2, handing Pimblett the biggest win of his career. The aftermath, a new star rises. Pimblett's victory was more than a win, it was a coronation. The 30-year-old Scouser, now ranked number 7, had silenced doubters who questioned his readiness for elite competition. His performance showcased not just skill, but heart, proving he could hang with the division's best. In his post-fight interview, Pimblett was defiant. "I told you all, Scousers don't get knocked out. I'm coming for that belt. Who's next?" For Chandler, the loss was a bitter pill. At 38, questions about his future loomed large. Despite his undeniable talent and fan appeal, his 2-5 record against top-tier UFC opponents painted a challenging picture. Yet, Chandler remained resolute. "I'm not done. This is the fight game. Ups and downs. I'll be back, and I'll keep swinging." What's next? Pimblett's win positions him as a legitimate title contender. Names like Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, or even a rematch with Green could be on the horizon, each offering a chance to climb closer to the championship. His charisma and marketability make him a prime candidate for headlining future events, and a title shot by 2026 isn't out of the question. Chandler, meanwhile, faces a pivotal moment. A matchup against a rising star like Jalen Turner or a veteran like Tony Ferguson could keep him in the mix, but he'll need a win to regain momentum. His heart and determination ensure he won't go quietly, but the road back to contention will be steep. The legacy of UFC 314. The Pimblett-Chandler clash was more than a fight. It was a microcosm of the UFC's lightweight division, where ambition, skill, and heart collide. For fans, it was a reminder of why this sport captivates millions. The unpredictability, the drama, and the raw emotion of two warriors laying it all on the line. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: Paddy Pimblett has arrived, and the lightweight division is more electrifying than ever. What did you think of the fight? Were you shocked by Pimblett's dominance? Or did you see it coming? Share your thoughts below, and let's debate what's next for these two warriors. The octagon awaits, and the story is far from over.